Good evening and welcome to tonight's Hearthstone special. I'm Hammy, this is FailCraft Casts, hope you are well. We are going to be diving straight into the Plague Quarter. It is live, it's the second wing of the Curse of Naxxramas, none other than Hearthstone's very first adventure. So we're just tweeting, we're doing a no sleep till bedtime, it's going to be good. So let's get this going and let's get the show on the road. We're going to be diving on in. Do shout any questions as you go. Please be aware that I've tried to keep myself as spoiler free as possible, and to do that there may well be perishing on my side. We will work the decks as we go and have some fun, so let's get this going. Good and fun stuff. We are go. So let us crack on and enjoy. Oh, I've just messed up my tweet. Plague Quarter playthrough. Okay, first up, none other than, let's jump on in, and as you can see us jump away from this, the key goes in and we are going live into the Plague Quarter. And there it goes with an gaseous and odorous kind of reveal. Is released. We are now looking at none other than Noth, and let's jump straight into Noth. Nothing can defeat Noth. Fantastic indeed. Let's have a look at this battle. So Noth from my Warcraft knowledge summons mini skeletons as far as I remember. Some kind of control would be very nice, so I'm just going to go straight up with a control-y deck to remove lots of little things. I'm going to go for a control warrior. Here's my standard thing to try to start with. So let's come and see. Welcome to Alex, Ben, K-Sam, Nova, and Reliquua. It's great to have you with us as well. We are jumping straight on in for our first on our Curse of Naxxramas Plague Quarter playthrough. Another Sulphur collection, and if we're playing a control warrior, we don't want such high value cards in our first turn. Let's see what Noth The Plaguebringer has for us. It will be at midnight, so I think the first wing was released in the US a little bit before the EU, and this time around for some reason it is EU a little bit before the US. Bring out your dead. First thing we have dropped down is the Undertaker, one of the new Naxxramas cards. Whenever you summon a minion with Death Rattle, gain 1/1. I'm going to want to be watching out for not throwing out Death Rattle minions, because otherwise that Undertaker can become very big, very nasty, very quickly. In terms of my first turn, well, I can't take that out right now, but an Armor Smith is a fairly solid play. I've got a Whirlwind to follow up with there. I can always check one away. There's the Death Rattle, which gives an insta-buff, and there is the charge for the trade. Even though I get the 1 armor, we can see the Death Rattle of dealing 1 damage to all minions is going to be nasty. Okay, so what's the best sequence of play here? I can Whirlwind, that will drop him. If I then Death Rattle, which will drop everyone to 1. If I then execute, he'll then do 1 damage to all, and that will clear the table. So for 2 mana I can clear the table. That feels like a reasonable play at this point. Other options, I could throw down Armor Smith, Whirlwind for even more, but then that's not going to be getting anything off for me. So I'm just going to Whirlwind and execute. His 1 damage to all minions will of course do 1 damage to himself as well, but that will take all of us out. There is the just general table clearance, and we've got ourselves in a good position to crack on. Skeletal Smith, Death Rattle, destroying your opponent's weapon. Well, luckily I don't have one, but throwing down that card, 3 mana for a 4/3, very nasty. Okay, happily I can do a removal on that, so I can either throw down an Armor Smith or get my Frothing Berserker going. I think I'm just going to power up, slam down. Let's get rid of that. And the Death Rattle would have taken the weapon, but of course it hasn't because I don't have one. Not at this point in time. Grizzlebees, welcome to you. Shard's Thoughts as well. We are cracking off. We're going to be playing through until we're all done. So, Noth on normal at this point in time. You've got to start somewhere. Cultmaster, whenever minions die, draw cards. Bit annoying. And then the skeleton, of course, from that Raise Dead power, which is a passive. Whenever an enemy dies, raise a 1/1 skeleton. So I've got to keep dealing with those. I think a Shield Block's a fairly solid play here, just to see what I can grab into. Nothing else there. I'll get an Armor Smith down. That'll help me start trading. Hopefully he does not decide to trade his skeletons into me. Okay, he's rushing to the face, and not a massive surprise, the flesh-eating ghoul. Whenever a minion dies, gain 1 attack. Those 1/1 minions, he can certainly sacrifice a bunch of those for some nastiness. I could shield block for some more armour. I don't feel as though I really need it right now. I'm going to just lob down a couple of other options, and then I don't want to kill one of his minions. He'll gain attack. If one of his minions dies, he'll draw a card. So being careful about things. I'm not actually going to damage anything for the time being. I'd very much like to have some kind of... it's getting quite painful here, so we can see how this could be problematic on a heroic mode. A brawl would be very nice indeed. Armor Smith's coming into play, stacking up, and you can see that usual Control Warrior combo, the Frothing Berserker being turboed up as well. Acolyte of Pain drawing cards, Armor Smith giving me armor, and he is actually going to go for a Warlock ability. Mortal Coil destroys a minion. That will of course mean that he'll gain attack on his flesh-eating ghouls, so those will get nasty real quick. But you can see that by sacrificing his minions, he's drawing cards, he's buffing up his flesh-eating ghouls, and we could have some very nasty surprises. So although I do have my 7/3 Frothing Berserker, he's got a 4/3 or 4/2, still got this drawing cards, which is not good, and some other options, so I need to get to table control back pretty quick. So how am I going to do that? Well, luckily Control Warrior is a reasonable choice. I've got plenty of options in hand. I just need to work out the right order in which to play them. So basically, I want to take the Cult Master first. Whenever one of the other minion dies, he'll draw a card, so I probably want to get rid of that. I do have probably enough minions without having to worry about luck to take out these two. These two undead flesh-eating ghouls will be quite painful. So I need to make sure I can remove those as well. The Cleave, when I've got him down to a lower amount of cards, will be most effective if I can remove these two, say with it. If I'm starting to do more damage to the Acolyte of Pain, he will draw some cards, so I just need to think of a decent play order here. I'm not going to be too worried if I need to kill this first regardless. I think that using the slam will set me up for a potential kill on the ghoul, but if I kill that first, he'll get a card draw. So it depends if I'm really wanting to deny card draw or just going straight out for the kill options. Let's have a think. I'd love to hit him in the face with this, but realistically maybe I need to use this as a trade to keep the board under control. I want to slam this, but I can use other things. I'm going to go ahead and slam that first so he's not drawing cards. Of course these are going to get powered up, but we're intending to kill these anyway. We'll drop that away. That's another power up, and of course armouring up, these are all getting more dangerous. Now that's only going to do 1 damage, so I may as well let him only draw 1 card by removing that. Zing zing zing, more draw, more armour, lovely stuff. And then we're in a position where we can then cleave into the execute. Now this is a little bit excessive, the 1 execute, but I just don't want that on the table, and then an armour up. So actually playing, for a change for me on FailCraft, actually playing with a little bit more slow pace, but that slow pace making sure that we're picking the cards in the right order, as opposed to just running in and tilting and making a mess of things, which I can be very good at. Lovely stuff. Okay, so we can see that Noth has decided to throw down an Abomination. Makes perfect sense. Abomination, of course, well known and loved. Taunt and Death Rattle of 2 tall characters. Well, as soon as that passes away, unless I can shield block it, sadly my Frothing Berserker is going to go. So first up, let's throw down a shield block, see what we can fish for. Brawl is going to just have exact same effect. I could wait for him to come to me, I could come to him. Just sad that me trading that 1 damage means I'm not going to get 14 damage in on Noth. I have no silences, and he'll probably attack or trade something with me the next go. So, you know what? I'm just going to... I can save my shield slam actually, to be honest. There we go. And there goes the bye-bye. But at least I get some more armour. But then note that the actual 2, my minion that died, the skeleton that was summoned with his raised dead passive, then got taken out as well. So I can then charge for a mighty 1 damage. Not too bad. I think we're most of the way through this normal encounter. Death Rattle of destroying my weapon, a Mage Secret. Very interesting. Let's see what he's got in his pocket. And then a nice Mortal Coil there. Gets the card draw as well. So we're by no means all the way in. Mage Secrets. Let's have a think about what old Noth could be dropping. I'm just going to Google grab up my mage secrets. I'm not going to pretend that I can remember them all off by heart. He could summon a copy of my minion with Mirror Entity. It could be an ice barrier. If he's attacked to gain 8 armor, of course the counter spell Vaporize when a minion attacks hero, destroy ice block when your hero takes fatal, prevent and become immune. Of course Spellbinder, when an enemy casts a spell on a minion, summon a 1/3 as the new target. Well, options. I don't want this to die and destroy my Gorehowl. That would make me a sad panda. Options that I have, I could just throw down an Naxxramas. That does put me at risk of mage secrets, but you know what? Let's go for it. And it turns out we're okay. So the very fact that we threw down Alex means that it is not a mirror entity because he hasn't summoned a copy, and it could be a Vaporize still. So all we really know is that it is not a mirror entity. He's decided to rush me to the face, and he's now got 2 secrets down. I have Ysera. There are dangerous options now, but with that 10 damage I want to play in sequence as always, so I need to get rid of the thing that will destroy my weapon. There is the counter spell. We found secret number 1. So I could go for an all-out brawl, but really I want this to die before I drop a Gorehowl. So I already know that this mage secret does not prevent, it's nothing to do with that, it's not a copy of minions or anything like that, so it's not a mirror entity. So I'm actually going to feel fairly safe to drop Ysera. And I'm going to then smash in, remove that. Oh, and when duplicate, there we go. When a friendly minion dies, put 2 copies in his hand. Oh, and I cannot wait to play with duplicate. I'm going to make a mage deck with duplicate as soon as I get it, because I think there could be some serious rush abuse potential with duplicate, having had a little bit. It certainly could, Grizzlebees. You totally called it. And there we go, we know our opponent Noth has 2 copies of Abomination in his hand. 2 Abominations. Remember, that's going to be doing a grand total of 4 damage. Bye bye Naxxramas, almost dead Ysera. Our Laughing Sister, we're probably going to have to save. It will die quite nastily. It will not quite die in fire, but it will certainly die quite nastily. So what are our removal options? Well, we can keep Ysera alive for 1 more go. Alex is going to perish, most sadly. Grommash, we could use Grommash. Grommash would be dropped from 9 down to 5, down to 3. Doing the maths. Yeah, we'd sort of yank 6 off him straight away by killing one of those. Is there a play order that I can do this in that makes sense? There is. But I can't get it all down in 1 turn. Okie dokie. I could brawl. That's just gonna. I want to try and keep Ysera alive. So the way to do that is to do this. Bye bye Naxxramas, you did a good job. And of course we get the skeleton on the board there, but then he gets removed. He's down to 2. Okay, let's drop a Gorehowl. And then I could Laughing Sister as well, just for good measure, for a bit of extra damage on the board. We'll swing with Gorehowl, and then that will make sure that of course the 2 damage doesn't quite take out Ysera. There may have been a lethal there, I feel. I don't know. There's certainly a lethal next go, if not a lethal this go. So let's get stuck in. Mage secret is down. Down, down, down. And we know that there's probably a duplicate. There could well be something else as well. Here comes all of the madness, putting a secret from his deck into the battlefield. The horror, and the minion with Death Rattle as well. Right, so we need to send a canary down the mineshaft. Let's just try and win. There we go. Ice block. Okay, he's immune for this turn. Has to be expected. So there we go. He could still have a duplicate or similar. Right, he's not going to die for a turn, so we just need to make sure we're as set up as possible for nastiness. Generally, I'd probably like to clear these as well. If I clear that to have another secret, I'm not going to clear that. But he could clear it anyway by just suiciding into one of my minions. So let's do some trading. I want to keep Naxxramas alive. The Emerald Drake is a nice solid drop on the table. I'm going to faceless manipulate it into another Emerald Drake. And I'm just going to sit here and I don't want to lose Ysera. Pardon me. So we'll throw that down. We'll just make sure I get another dream card. And there you go. He trades. He gets his secret. Oh, all non-skeletal minions. I was wondering when the first plague would turn up. And there we go. Suddenly a whole bunch of skeletons on the table, but I have Brawl. He has 2 mage secrets. I really hope he does not have another ice block. He could have another ice block, and that could really annoy me. So what's the safest play? I'm going to There we go, there's a counter spell, so we found one. And I'm going to throw down a Frothing Berserker. We're almost there. I've probably strung this out a little bit longer than was actually necessary. And we're being swarmed by skeletons. Just need to get that last 5 health off Noth, and then we're straight through to game 2. Okie dokie. So what can I do? I could just throw down a Grommash and not get too excessive about this. Oh, duplicates. He gets 2 skeletons that he can drop. So maybe he's going to try and swarm me with skeletons in the late game. But he has no secrets. Oh, the taunting death rattle stops me for one more turn. And look, he's going for a full-on trade against Grommash, but notice that the 1 and then the extra 2 will... good. Killing that will at least wipe his board. Oh, we're getting there oh so slowly. Now, how can I combo up? Well, I can. Actually. Hooray! The Fiery Axe does the damage, we draw a card and then we slam in for the win. Well played to Noth. He will serve the Master in Deaths. 1 down! And that is 5 to go. This was just not his day. I need to tweet that. Good game. It was just not his day, so thank you so much for tuning in. We are 1 boss down. We are going to be going on. If you're live, don't go away. We're going on to the next boss in just a sec. If you're watching this on a YouTube video or similar, well, come and find us at youtube.com/FailCraft Casts, twitch.tv/FailCraft Cast, and similar. If you're live, don't go away. We're going to be back in just a sec. If you're on YouTube, tune in and take a look at our playlists